The rescue team cuts through another wave of Jin. Kim Soo-ha wields Mistletoe with a new curved sword technique, inspired by watching Kim Hajin's bullet trajectory. Shin Jong-hak checks on Yu Yeonha while cleaning his spear. She smiles despite her exhaustion. They've already saved 15 cadets with Pathfinder balls. Kim Soo-yuk barks orders with drill instructor authority while Suho admits he'd been talking to them like children. He'd just been playing with his nephew. The group marches toward the central building. Then someone points at the sky. A divine shockwave. The azure dragon's breath roars across the island. Trees flatten. Dust clouds erupt. The central building collapses. Just like that, everything changes. The dust clears. One figure stands untouched amid the carnage. A man in a half-shattered mask, watching them with a delighted smile. His voice shifts unsettlingly. Woman, man, child, each sentence in a different register. Kim Soo-yuk steps forward immediately. Stand back, Kim Soo-ho. He's not someone you can handle. The masked man's interest sharpens. Ah, so you're Kim Soo-ho. Then he grabs an unconscious cadet by the neck.
I hear you call me Destruction.
The name makes every eye go wide. Suho and Jong-hak attack simultaneously. Crescent sword slash, spear thrust, destruction exhales. Both attacks scatter like dust. Unfortunately, you're too weak. Suho closes the distance and detonates a point-blank magic blast into Destruction's face. The ground roars. Destruction laughs. Claws extend from Destruction's fingers and pierce straight through Soo-yuk's chest. He collapses, coughing blood. The power gap is absolute. And thunder. Wind screaming from above. A mass of magic power falls from the sky and crashes into Cube's center like a meteor. Electricity crackles. The dust clears. One man stands in the crater. Yu Yenha cries out, "Dad! Yu Jinwong!" The berserker glances at his daughter and exhales in relief. Then his eyes find the masked figure.
It's been a while, Songdong.
Destruction's face twists with hatred. I told you never to call me that again! Jinwong smiles. Then the smile vanishes. Crimson lightning erupts around him, the side effect of his gift. Barely contained rage. Yu Jinwong the berserker. Shin Jong-hak watches with genuine respect. Meanwhile, under the same collapsed building, total darkness, Kim Hajin cradles an unconscious Chae Nayun. His right arm is numb. The barrier around them, held together by a cracking obsidian bracelet, barely keeps the debris off. Oxygen thins. Blood boils from Stigma's backlash. His vision blurs. Just as consciousness is about to cut out, something massive bursts from his chest. Fenrir, the wolf he named. It gathers magic in its jaws, blasts a tunnel forward through the rubble, and hauls both Hajin and Nayun onto its back. It walks toward the distant light. Far from the chaos at Cube, a quiet house near London, Jane admires the jewels she stole from a rich pandemonium djinn, dreaming of swimming in a pool of gems. Droon, the 13-year-old beside her, asks quietly. Droon saw everything during Chae Jin-yoon's murder. Jane admits she deliberately left evidence to frame Hajin. Why? Not malice. Possession. You can only have someone perfectly when he has nowhere to return to. That way he won't betray us like that person. She left just enough proof to connect Hajin to the crime, without exposing her own face. Bruin's rabbit Mimiao, a life form that exists only in the present, invisible to those who see past and future, was supposed to eat the corpse. It didn't. Why, no one knows. The TV cuts to an emergency broadcast. Simultaneous Jin attacks on hero academies worldwide. With destruction gone, Jinwong takes Suho's Pathfinder ball and streaks across the island like lightning, rescuing every remaining cadet. When reporters ask how he arrived so fast, his answer is simple. I knew Cube wasn't trustworthy. I had to protect my daughter myself. The UN and Hero Association condemn the attacks. The Korean president directs emergency meetings. The scale of this is unlike anything before. Later, At Severance Gangnam Hospital, Chae Nayun stares blankly at the window, her usually vibrant eyes wilted. Yunha visits. Nayun only responds when Yunha calls her name twice. Then she asks the question, "Do you think it's real? Actual proof of the culprit? Can I trust it?" Yunha can't answer. Her heart shakes. Nayun reveals she had an unusually vivid dream. Kim Hajin, on his upper arm, there was a tattoo. She forces a bitter smile. No, I must be remembering wrong. A weird dream because of my obsession. But she keeps doubting herself. Too clear to be a dream. But it doesn't make sense. Why would it be Hajin? She buries herself in the blanket. Shaken, Yonha rushes toward another hospital room. Kim Hajin's room. She knocks. No answer. She phases through the door. Empty. On the table, a single envelope. Inside, a dropout form. Cadet Kim Hajin. She bolts out, grabs a nurse, demands to know where the patient went. Her thoughts scream louder than any voice. After everything we went through together, you can't just disappear without saying goodbye. That same night, Nayun can't sleep. Her body burns, her stomach churns, her head spins. The memory keeps surfacing. Kim Hajin holding her, the tattoo glowing on his arm. Unmistakable proof of her brother's killer. But why does Hajin have it? Then, cigarette smoke drifts through the window. That familiar scent, the same smell she forced herself to endure just to be near him. She resolves to go to the rooftop. If she doesn't confirm it's wrong, she doesn't think she can live. On the rooftop, Hajin smokes alone. Below, the hospital entrance is chaos. 3,583 people pulled into the broken mirror phenomenon. 44 dead. 66 abducted. Instructor Kim Soo-yuk in critical condition, mid-surgery. He catches himself thinking, in the original story, and slaps his own mouth. He keeps calling it a story. What else should he call it? Fate? But here's what matters. The moment he recognized destruction, he sent his exact coordinates to Kim Hoso, his helper. Hoso even hacked Yu Jinwong's smartwatch to relay the location. That's how Jinwong arrived. Below in the garden, Kim Soo-ho, Rachel, and Shin Jong-hak are talking. Rachel criticizes herself. She froze when she heard Destruction's name. Couldn't move at all. But Soo-ho and Jong-hak, they attacked. Those two are the exceptions. The rooftop door opens. Chae Nayun, pale, exhausted. She followed the cigarette smoke. Remember what I asked you a long time ago? Whether you have a tattoo? She recalls the Norway trip. A year ago. Overhearing him outside the cabin. Homer's ring sharpened the memory. Her voice is heavy. If I don't ask, if I don't confirm it's wrong, I don't think I can live. Then the direct question.
Kim Hajin, do you have a tattoo on your arm?
Hajin freezes. His body won't move. Her trembling pupils lock onto his. Why won't you answer? You just have to say you don't have one. Tears fall. Why? Why won't you just... She tackles him. Rips his shirt open. The stigma on his upper arm. Visible. Hajin can't even resist. Without stigma active, her physical strength overwhelms him. Her eyes land on the mark. What tattoo is that? Some organization tattoo? A secret society? What is it? He says nothing. Her whole body shakes.
Why? Why did you kill Oppa?
She presses her forehead against his chest. Her grip breaks his shoulder. She wants him to say it wasn't him. Someone framed him. He has no motive. But Hajin can't force himself to speak a lie she already knows is false. Just say it. Just say you didn't do it. Then she collapses, unconscious. Her limp body on his chest. He lies there like a doll with its strings cut. Another voice from the rooftop entrance. You Yonha. She walks slowly toward them and calmly lifts Nayun off him. Hadin can't move. You don't need to panic. I already know. Hajin's heart sinks. Where did he go wrong? But Yonha doesn't accuse. She apologizes. She should have been there first. After tonight, you'll be gone for a long time, right? She asks why he did it. Revenge? Hajin sits dazed on the ground, unable to answer. You look really pathetic right now, but I don't have the right to insult you. She turns and walks, slowly, almost like she wants him to stop her.
I still consider you my ally, just like how you consider me yours. Setting aside what happened, I want to believe you. I want to help you.
Then she gives him an address. Hotel Sunshine. Her guild's hotel. The penthouse. I'll wait. With Nayun in her arms, she walks down the stairs. Hajin watches, like a fool, but he will follow. Yuan lays Nayun in her hospital bed. Pale skin, cold body, tear tracks around her eyes. She thinks about how much has changed. A year ago, they weren't this close. It's all because of that person, Kim Hajin. He took an important place in her heart and made her change. In the hallway, Kim Suho and Rachel are peeking into Hajin's empty room. Where is he? Yeonha lies. I don't know. I haven't seen him either. Rachel's innocent eyes study her. Yeonha excuses herself. A limousine takes her to Sunshine Hotel. She instructs the owner, let Hajin in. Keep it secret from her father. The penthouse is silent. Floor-to-ceiling windows show all of Seoul. A massive pool, a well-stocked bar. Yongha, who's never drunk alcohol, gets curious. She sniffs a random bottle and nearly vomits. Her father drinks this every night. Then the intercom buzzes. Hajin has arrived. She panics. Heel snaps. 2 glasses shatter. A bottle crashes onto her head. She sits barefoot at the table, hair wet, cheeks flushed, pretending she totally meant all of this. As you can see, I took a sip. Hajin arrives, lucid but only temporarily, boosted by sedatives and the random consolidation system, amplifying his cigarette's perseverance effect to over 8 times normal. They sit. Yonha pours him a glass of Alcatraz booze, 64% alcohol. He downs it in one swallow.
Did you really kill Chae Nayun?
Hajin nods. She assumes he won't tell her why, but he says he will. Not because of his knowledge as the creator, because of the sincerity she's shown him as a person. I just thought I want to be with you until the end. 2 conditions. Don't ask how he knows things, and don't tell anyone, especially Nayun. Before he can explain why, before the hardest words he's ever spoken leave his mouth, the story pulls back. Because far from this penthouse, another thread is tightening. In a cave hideout covered in spiderwebs, Boss receives the same truth that Ajin is about to speak, condensed into 3 words. I got caught. She immediately summons the members involved in Chae Nayun's murder. Jane Ever Casual suggests revenge. Eugene Hyuk helped us a lot, but Khalifa removes his sunglasses and eyes her with open suspicion. Boss says nothing. Jane keeps talking. Then Boss's magic power erupts, soul-crushing pressure bearing down on Jane.
You'd better stay quiet until then.
Jane shrugs, but the message is clear. Boss will decide nothing until she hears from Hajin himself. Now, back to that penthouse. Hajin takes a breath and begins. He tells her everything. Devil's seeds, one lodged in Chae Nayun's head. Even the Book of Truth found no cure. So Hajin killed him. A mercy, not murder. And Nayun? She can never know. Her life was always despair, loss, and anger. If she learned her idolized brother became a devil, she would shatter completely. Better she holds on to anger at Hajin than lose her reason to exist. You want me to believe that? Yenha is silent for 10 minutes. 15 more, rubbing her chin. He has no proof. If you can't believe me, you don't have to. Don't deny it. Then she stands. She's going to her uncle, Yu Jin Yuk, the one who told her about the tattoo.
I'm going to him. Not because I don't want to believe you, but because I want to believe you.
Younghwa climbs into her limousine straight from the hotel. Go to North Hamgyong province. The driver freezes. Less than 10% of the province is habitable. Half of that mid-ranked danger zones, populated by mercenaries chasing fast fortunes. She's not asking. She's ordering. She sends 2 messages. To you, Jin Hyuk. I'm coming to see you. I also told Dad, so don't worry. To you, Jin Wang. I'm going to see Uncle. Jin Hyuk fears Jin Wang. He'll have no choice but to come out. That's exactly Yonha's plan. The cityscape disappears behind the limousine. 4 days pass. Chae Nayun still hasn't woken. The world doesn't wait. Ichijuchul appears on television, using his family's tragedy and the Jin attacks to glorify Daehyun's name. Political theater at its coldest. Hajin walks into Cube's administration office to submit his dropout form. The chief is incredulous. The Hero Association already prepared a title for you. Gunner? The only weapon using hero. Essence of the Strait showed interest. Graduate, and you'd live as a celebrity. There won't be any way back. Hajin says yes. The chief stamps the form with a red seal. As Hajin leaves, he hears a quiet prayer. May this poor child's future be filled with blessings. The door closes behind him. In the garden, Rachel blocks his path. She presses a small gift box into his hand. Open it later. When he tries to walk past, she blocks him again. In England, we hug to say goodbye. They embrace. 3 seconds. When he pulls away, she grabs his wrist. Promise. Next time, we'll meet in England. Then, Kim Hajin! Kim Suho comes running, furious. Why didn't you tell me you were dropping out? Hajin says they'll see each other often anyway. Suho frowns. What about Nayun? Did you two break up? They never dated. Suho is just too dense. Classic handsome protagonist passive skill. Hajin has one request. When Chae Nayun wakes up, don't talk to her about me. Suho frowns but doesn't push. Instead, he remembers something. He draws the branch from his back, Mistletoe, and asks Hajin to appraise it. The result? Greed from achievement. The desire to overcome difficult situations has embraced Mistletoe. It grows stronger every time hardship is conquered, and its form reflects the user's character. Current direction. Truth. 99%.
For you, it'll become a holy sword.
Suho bursts into laughter. They shake hands under warm sunlight. Suho's expression is dazzling. The face of a true protagonist. Hajin walks toward the portal. He doesn't look back. After officially leaving Cube, Hajin waits in an empty Seocho park. He checks his smartwatch. 0 messages from Yonha. Then boss arrives. She apologizes immediately. Genuine regret on her face. Hajin tells her it's not entirely her fault. Without the troops' help, he could never have killed Jinyon. Besides, he's already decided. He can't return to Cube. Can't be a hero. Joining the chameleon troop is the only way forward. Then boss turns and presents her cheek. If you want, hit me. It's my fault. Hit me as much as you want. She closes her eyes and trembles. Hajin raises his hand, then just pats her cheek lightly. I can't. How could I? Boss recovers her poise. Good. Your respect for your boss is excellent. Hajin was totally mocking her. Ready? Yes. Follow me. Khalifa is waiting. Through Khalifa's portal, a dark cave in England, bats cling to the ceiling. Insects crawl through cracks. Sharp protrusions make the ground nearly unstandable. Hajin checks the environment setting on his laptop. Chameleon troop hideout. Disaster class. Stay over 8 hours. Risk disease. Over 24 hours. Stats reduce. Over 96 hours. Death. And boss sleeps here. Not in her mansion. Here. I only need 5 hours of sleep a week, and it's my most vulnerable time. I don't let my guard down for even a second. Hajin sees an opportunity. The cave walls carry demonic energy. Half a soccer field of space. perfect for dexterity training. He releases Stigma's magic power. In 3 minutes, 1/10 of the floor, completely smooth. Boss crouches and rubs the ground, amazed. The property's changed. How did you do that? Hajin just smiles and asks permission to renovate the whole hideout. Boss agrees without hesitation. First contribution to the troupe, accepted. 9 figures approach through the cavern. Boss warns him, we're dirty, filthy, and more unforgivable than you think. But Hajin knows that's the original story's assessment 3 years from now. He is confident he can change it.
Of course. I'm a murderer too.
He's killed many and plans to kill more. He's no longer bound by vanity. Boss introduces them all, one by one. Red Seat, Chuk Young, the giant who once tried to kill him, now laughing with teeth bared. Yellow, Jane. Blue, Khalifa. Green, Jin Yohan. Violet, Drun. Indigo, Yu Kyungwon. Silver, Kaita. Turquoise, Setrin, who saw his video and smiles with interest. Brown, Hirano Arashi. And White Seat, Boss herself, dressed head to toe in black. They asked to see his gun, his coin throw. Chuk Jung bellows about his guts. Standing before these overwhelming figures, Hajin feels like a deer trapped among lions, elephants, hippos, and giraffes. But he's one of them now, and that changes everything. And that's where we leave it for now. Hajin has walked away from the hero path and into the shadows of the chameleon troupe. New alliances, new dangers, new purpose. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.